Yo, what's up everyone? OctiMD here. Today, I'm doing a video that's a little abnormal for what I usually do on this channel, but I want to talk about Pokemon investing and what you can do to get started. I've been Pokemon investing / collecting for the last maybe year and a half now. It's been fun making my own collection, and I just have a couple of tips on what you can do if you don't have a lot of money and how you can turn a little from a lot of product. So, number one. So the first thing we're going to do is actually go on the TCG player. Now, you could go and shop on eBay, and I specifically suggest that you go to an actual card show if you want to buy cards. If you don't have something that's local to you, or you're not old enough to like drive, or you have someone to take you there, or you can't drive, then ordering cards online is probably your best pick. And if you're doing that, I would always suggest going to eBay. And the reason for that is eBay always has a picture to what you can look at the condition of the card, and that is a super important thing that maybe that can explain for itself. Maybe I'll make another video about that. But for now, for people who want to invest or someone who wants to start collecting, I would suggest always start off by buying singles. Stop opening packs. The packs is just gambling. You're not going to hit your grail. I don't care how many TikToks you watch. I don't care how many people you see open up and get a God pack. You're not getting that. And chances are you're going to get a whole lot of crud before you actually get the grail that you actually want. So buy singles. Now, before you start buying singles, write down a couple of cards that you want. I think this is the biggest thing that a lot of people forget about when Pokemon card collecting. If you want to collect things that you like, it is so hard for people to stay in this hobby because, for one, they just do it for the money, and then second of all, if you don't like the hobby, don't join it. If you like money, go do something else. Go do something that you like so you can make the money. All right, you could read a million novels and it'll tell you the same thing, man. If you want to make a lot of money or you want to make more income, do it about something you like to do, okay? Now, all right, the first thing I would suggest is understanding what you like. So just pick some cards that you like, some Pokemon that you have like a general attraction towards, like Dragonite or Tyranitar or Palkia, any of those, whatever you want, okay? However, if you like really anything and you just want to get started with investing, here's a couple of tips. Number one, English versus Japanese cards. If you do not have a lot of money to spare, right? If you are working and you want to take like $100 out of your paycheck every week, right? Shopping Japanese is a really good way to get cards that you like and invest. So obviously Japanese cards are cheaper and they make more. That's the downside, more just because the value is lower, but that's not necessarily a downside. It's more of just when the product first comes out, everyone's like, oh my god, like this is a lot cheaper. However, the prices start to like cross into the same when it comes to English as time goes on. Now, more on this, there are Japanese cards that are actually the same as English cards in terms of value. For example, let's look at Reshiram, right? We'll look at the Reshiram promo from Journey Together. This, for current data, is going for near mint, maybe $14, right? Last sale was $14, $12.53, $14.90, right? Okay. But for Pokemon in English, Ends Reshiram is like $20, right? And we can look at the last sales too. It's probably going to be, right, 17, 19, 22. That's like an average of 20, okay? This card is the same as Japanese, so you always want to do your research first, okay? If you want to buy, if there's a card in Japanese that's in English and is relatively the same price, buy it. Buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, okay? Buy the English, that's what I'm saying, not the Japanese. English does those better. It's more sought after, it's sold more, like internationally. And also, if you're English, just buy an English card. A lot of people gravitate towards English. If you don't have a preference, that's fine, but if you want to invest, whatever, okay? And these cards, are really, really beautiful, and they're only 20 bucks. Now, the whole point of this video is also to just talk about some theories that I use when I invest. And what I like to implement is my generation rule, right? And basically what this is that we take what people like from each generation, age generation to be specific. So we have Gen Z, we have millennials, and then we have Generation Alpha, okay? We have those three. Now, this is more about talking about nostalgia. What brings nostalgic memories that people want to collect? And for me, Gen Z, those kind of gravitate towards Pokemon in Gen 5 and Gen 4 with Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. And then with millennials, you got, your Gen 1, because that's where it's all started. The 30th anniversary is coming up, and that's what everyone is gravitating towards in the first place. Now, how does this help? Well, why is this whatever? So, for example, Gen Z is probably going to like a Reshiram card that looks like this, okay? I like it. It reminds me of when I was a kid playing Black and White for the first time. I remember the Reshiram cards, the Zekrom cards, even cards like Samurai or Superior or Keldeo. Those are all like grail cards for us. And we can even look forward in this too. I remember maybe I was 12 or 13 years old when Pokemon X and Y came out for the first time. And of course, those grail cards for me in my head are going to be the Greninjas, all your Mega cards. So when you're talking about Charizard, Mega X, Blaziken, Mega, we're talking about Sceptile, that's a Mega, Alpha Sapphire, starting to get into that threshold. And then we're obviously looking at Rayquaza, so with that clashes both the Millennial and the Gen Z categories. But what am I getting at here? So if you want to invest, pick cards that nostalgia is going to, bring that card up into value. And with millennials, it's even easier because they make more cards for that generation, for Gen 1. For instance, let's look at Pikachu, right? Everybody loves a Pikachu, right? And we're going to go to the card type, we're going to go into Pokemon, and then we're also going to look up promo, right? We're going to look up promo. There are so many cards that are promo, and let's just say your budget's under $100, right? Try to gravitate towards cards that are in the Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet area when it comes to the illustration rares. I actually can't. Oh, here we go. Easy. Pikachu 088 and Pikachu 027. Both are pretty cards, but look at this. This is a card that's listed for $25, and you just know that it's going to do a lot better than you think, okay? Around last year in September, it was listed at 17. It dipped all the way to 10, all the way back to 20. We're at 20. So, guys, if you like Pikachu or if you like nostalgia and you wouldn't mind holding this in your binder for a couple of years, maybe a year, maybe a couple months, you can easily flip it for that much. Now, when we're going to card shows, obviously, it's a lot different because when you go to card shows and you're looking to do you're trying to make money and sell more, or you're trying to trade to get your grail cards. This is a great way to do it because, again, Pikachus are highly liquid cards, and if you're going to a vendor and they're not at least trading at 80%, then you should not be going to any other vendor. You should not be getting cards that aren't very liquid and going there and trying to trade them, because then they're going to make you trade value of like 70 to 75%. So if you want your grail cards, like let's just say my grail is I don't know, a Latias. Let's do like a Latias EX from like Delta Species or something. Here, we'll do this Latios card, right? And this is what's near mint going for. Okay. Near mint, please. What's the date on this? Near mint in June 6 went for 325. Okay. Latios EX 320, and this is 325. Okay, yeah, 325. Right, this card. Right, I obviously don't have a lot of money, but this is not a liquid card. Obviously, towards the sales, it's not a liquid card, but this is a card that you want. And if it's a card that you want, you'll do anything to get it. And this is a great way to do it. Find liquid cards that are in your price range, wait a couple of months, and cards like this, like for instance, let's look at like Groudon, right? And then let's look at the Groudon from Paradox Rift. Right now, it's going for $125, right? That's an expensive card, but how about this? How about we just go to Pokemon Japan? We'll search Groudon. We'll go all the way to, this is 30. Oh, look at that. We have Groudon from Raging Surf for $34. And look at this jump. Look at this jump. It's not going down. Last year it was at $18 and then it went all the way up to $34, okay? And that's just going up. Raging Surf isn't even in print anymore, so it's just going to go up. And this is a highly liquid card. A vendor will take this card for more than maybe 80%, maybe at least 80%. That's a huge note tip. Do not buy cards that you think are not going to be liquid cards. And obviously this is easy. Like, this is like getting a Klefki or something, right? And investing in a very expensive Klefki. I didn't even do it right, did I? I didn't even spell it right. My bad. Klefki. I love Klefki, though. If you play competitive Pokemon, then whatever. Wow, there are like no Klefki cards. Am I tripping? There's got to be like at least like an IR, right? Is there no IR for Klefki yet? Wow, I didn't even know that. Interesting. Okay, well, that was a bad example. Let's pick what's a high card that's I don't know. What's an essay? Okay, let's just do the Zygarde. I don't want to spread this propaganda, but we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this for now. Okay, Mega Zygarde. Do not pick up a card like this. Do not pick up a card like Mega Zygarde. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mega Zygarde, that's my favorite Pokemon. Why would you ever do that? I'm sorry to the 2 people who love Mega Zygarde. I'm sorry. This is not a movable or a liquid card. And basically what liquid and movable card mean is that you see a card that a lot of people like and people know it's going to sell at that show. For example, a highly liquid card that I suggest if you want to buy a card at a card show is a card like Charizard. Everybody loves Charizard. Even people in like my generation love Charizard because we grew up with like Mega Charizard X, and that kind of just revamped the whole Charizard thing. I remember how cool the pixel art for Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the actual sprite of Charizard, it looked cool in that game too. Now, again, let's look at the promos. This card right here, Charizard V-Star promo. It's only $81. Okay, at near mint, it's like 82. No, it's 80. It's 80 at near mint, guys. Buy this card. Okay, if it's on cards like this, buy. Just every time you see it, buy. And when you go to a card show, do not buy it for $80. Buy it for $75. Buy it for $70. Try to go there first. And then, just like that, when you go to your next show and you want to, if you want trade value, maybe in like a month or 2, this card will gain another $5, maybe even $10. Who knows? Okay. And then you see the difference there, okay? Even if you wait a year, this is a card that you can hold in your binder. Pick cards that you would love to have in your binder. I personally don't have a Charizard like this, but I would keep it in my binder for a year, but I wouldn't mind giving it up for trade value. Okay, and we can go back to the Latios EX. If I really wanted, if that was my Grail card, right? I would not mind keeping 3 Charizards or maybe 1 or 2 Charizards in my binder for a year, and then I can pick up like 4 of those cards, or I can wait for the next Modern Grail card, okay? You hold 2 of these, and then you can pick up the next like Mega Greninja, whatever they make in the next like whatever 2 years, okay? And don't even get me started about grading it, and do not grade it with PSA. We're boycotting PSA, everybody. And I know a lot of people are going to be upset that I said that, and I'll save it for another video. But do not buy PSA. Try to avoid PSA. Either keep your cards raw or grade them with CGC or Tag. I love Tag. Tag is a really cool looking grade. And, you know, half the guys who are grading at PSA barely can see anyways. All right. They're all like 60 years old. And, yeah. So don't grade with PSA. Okay. Don't do that. Anyways. Point of the video, guys, buy cards that you're gonna like and you won't mind to keep in your binder, but buy cheap. Make sure the card's movable. That's all I gotta say. All right, that's my rant. It's the end of my video. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Bye.